Top 10 notable people who have died of coronavirus. Before the Chinese coronavirus, COVID-19, is at long last vanquished through the progression of time or affix, the truth is, a lot more individuals will bite the dust. No one is safe to its belongings, however it tends to be deadlier to the immunocompromised and the old. Since the infection started sickening individuals in China in 2019, there have been a huge number of recorded passings, and a portion of those individuals who kicked the bucket have been superstars, entertainers, lawmakers, and the like. While each demise is a disaster, these 10, introduced in no specific request, are remarkable individuals for what they gave society during their lifetimes, and like such a large number of others, they will be remembered fondly. Our top starts from Floyd Cardoz. Enthusiasts of the hit arrangement Top Chef are in grieving after the passing of observed Indian-American chef Floyd Cardoz. The capable culinary specialist was the victor of Top Chef Masters in 2011 and was notable for his numerous innovative raids in the realm of gourmet nourishment. Notwithstanding his time before the cameras for Top Chef Masters, Cardoz was the official gourmet specialist at New York City's Pawala and Tabla restaurants. He spent significant time in the merging of Indian flavors and flavors with Western food of all kinds. Cardoz likewise held the respect of being a four-time James Beard Award candidate, and he was additionally the writer of 2 cookbooks. Cardoz headed out from Mumbai to New York through Frankfurt toward the beginning of March. He before long became sick and tried positive for COVID-19. He kicked from inconveniences of the infection on March 25. Cardoz was 59 years of age at the hour of his demise. Ninth place of our top chicks, Maria Mercader. Though she may not have been as well known to people outside the world of news, Maria Mercader was a driving force in news and reporting for CBS, where she worked for more than 3 decades. Mercader began her professional career in 1987 as a page at CBS. She shifted from page duty to the network's news program with CBS Newspath, where he produced various pieces distributed via the CBS affiliate stations. She continued to produce through the death of Princess Diana, 9/11, and many more significant events. Mercader won an Emmy Award for her work as a producer, and she climbed the ranks at CBS to become the Director of Talent Strategy in 2016. For more than 2 decades, Mercader fought cancer and other illnesses, and when she went to a hospital in New York City for treatment, she succumbed to COVID-19 at that location and passed away on March 29 at the age of 54. 8th place of our top chooks Joe Diffie. In case you're a devotee of down-home music, chances are the updates on Joe Diffie's passing hit you especially hard. Diffie was a practiced down-home music artist who discharged a huge amount of hit singles throughout the years. From 1990 to 2004, Diffie discharged 35 singles highlighted on the Billboard Hot Country Song diagram. 5 of those singles rose to number 1, including Home, If the Devil Danced in Empty Pockets, Third Rock from the Sun, Pick Up Man, and Greater Than the Beatles. He discharged 7 studio collections, a Christmas collection, and a greatest hits album. Diffie declared through his marketing specialist that he tried positive for COVID-19 on March 27. He stayed in basic condition from the sickness for 2 days, and he passed on March 29 at 61 years old. He died in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a city profoundly established in the bluegrass music scene. Seventh place of our top chooks Terrence McNally. Terrence McNally was a noticeable dramatist, screenwriter, and librettist, who was regularly portrayed as the minstrel of American theater. He was viewed as one of the best contemporary writers of the American theater, and he earned that qualification through 56 years of work in the field. He got the Pine for Tony Award for Best Play for 2 of his works, and the Tony Award for Best Book of a Musical for another 2. He likewise earned an Emmy, 2 Guggenheim Fellowships, and a few other auditorium grants all through his career. McNally's work spread over 6 decades, and they included Broadway plays, off-Broadway plays, films, and basically everything without exception he could get his hands on. He is likely most popular for Kiss of the Spider-Woman and Jazz. On March 24, he died following inconveniences from COVID-19 out of a medical clinic in Florida. He was 81 at the hour of his passing. Sixth place of our top chooks Princess Maria Theresa of Bourbon-Parma. Princess Maria Theresa of Bourbon-Parma was a French-Spanish individual from the House of Bourbon-Parma, which is a cadet part of the Spanish royal family. She went through her time on Earth attempting to promote social causes as a dissident, which earned her the moniker, Red Princess. Conceived in 1933 in Paris, Princess Maria Theresa spent her childhood in different manors and private schools. She went to the Paris Sorbonne University, where she got a doctorate in Hispanic studies. She followed this with another doctorate in political sociology from the Complutense University of Madrid. She was a lobbyist in the territories of ladies' privileges and other significant issues. On March 27, Princess Maria Theresa passed on at 86 years old from entanglements welcomed on by COVID-19. She was the main regal to pass on from the illness, however she wasn't the just one contaminated. Fifth place of our top chooks Nasham Wooden. People may not quickly perceive the name Nasham Wooden, yet it's not on the grounds that he wasn't well known, it's because of individuals being progressively acquainted with his drag sovereign persona, Monafoot. Wooden built up his drag persona in the late 1980s, and he acknowledged RuPaul as an early tutor in his initial drag vocation. RuPaul helped him gigantically by showing him how to apply cosmetics, which helped him land a job as Monafoot in an off-Broadway creation called My Pet Homo. Wooden eliminated his Monafoot character in his later life, and keeping in mind that he tested positive for HIV, he had an imperceptible viral burden. The contamination didn't give off an impression of being the reason for his demise, as he kicked the bucket because of inconveniences from COVID-19 in New York City on March 23. He was 50 at the hour of his passing. Fourth place of our top chooks Manu Dibango. Emmanuel Nijak, Manu Dibango was a Cameroonian artist who was notable in the realm of jazz, as he was a noticeable musician and saxophonist. Dibango's profession spread over 6 decades, comprising of various hits, however he is likely most popular for his 1972 single, Soul Makossa. That hit would later be tested by Michael Jackson, Kanye West, and a lot progressively noticeable performers all around the globe. Dibango's vocation started at 15 years old after he moved to Paris soon after World War I. He played saxophone and piano and immediately turned into a normal in the European jazz circuit. He turned into a worldwide sensation with Soul Makossa, which was initially intended to be a B-side to a song of praise he wrote in festivity of Cameroon's accomplishment in facilitating the 1972 Africa Cup of Nations football competition. His Facebook page affirmed the next week that he died on March 24 from the infection at 86 years old. Third place of our top chooks Lucia Bose Daniel Azule. Daniel Azulay was a comic book craftsman and teacher who was notable and regarded all through Brazil. His work was exceptionally respected in the craftsmanship network, and he is likely most popular for his kids' arrangement, Turma do Lam Lam. Azulay was conceived in Rio de Janeiro and brought up in Ipanema, an area situated in the southern pieces of the city. At 21 years old, he made a paper strip called Capit o Sip, and only 5 years after the fact, he propelled Turma accomplish Lam Lam. His work assisted with encouraging the youngsters experiencing childhood during the 1980s about nature. He ventured to every part of the globe, displaying his work and giving talks. Azulay passed on in his old neighborhood of Rio de Janeiro at 72 years old. He was hospitalized for about 14 days for leukemia treatment, and keeping in mind that he was contaminated with COVID-19, which caused complexities, taking his life. Second place of our top took Lucia Bose. Italy is one of the hardest hit countries where COVID-19 is concerned, and it appears no one is sheltered from contamination. Lucia Bose was an unmistakable entertainer in her local Italy, where she rose to popularity during the time of Italian neorealism, which commenced during the 1950s. She initially worked in a pastry kitchen, however in 1947, she won the second release of the Miss Italia Excellence Challenge, which propelled her vocation as an entertainer. She featured in a few champion jobs through the mid-1950s, topping in 1955 preceding arriving at an end. She became hopelessly enamored with a Spanish matador during the recording of Muerte de Union Ciclista. She picked to surrender her vocation to raise a family. In the long run, she came back to acting and featured various jobs, with her latest work was in 2007. On March 23, she died from pneumonia confused by a COVID-19 disease. She was 89 at the hour of her passing. First place of our top took Drive. Li Wenliang. For most famous people, their popularity is built up during their lifetime, however for a few, the differentiation is just allowed after death. That is surely valid for Drive. Li Wenliang, a Chinese ophthalmologist who worked at Wuhan Central Hospital in China. In December 2019, Wenliang started cautioning his partners about a potential Drive. Wenliang, the main doctor, to raise the ready that the ailment was going to cause problems. On January 3, he was rebuked by the Wuhan police for offering bogus remarks on the internet. He returned to work and later got in the infection from a patient. Drive. Wenliang died on February 7 at 33 years old. He was after death absolved and offered a grave statement of regret. On the off chance that solitary his partners had tuned into him, there likely wouldn't have been any names. Don't neglect to wash your hands, stay away from others, and recollect that we will get past this.